Hello artist, I am going to use an airbrush to paint this ladybug red, and the paint that I'm going to use is Artecho semi-transparent. Okay, this stuff is really thick, so I'm going to dilute it. So the way you know it's semi-transparent is this circle is half filled in. If it were all the way filled in, it would be opaque paint. I want it to be transparent because I want where I did the black, but I can also see the texture on those things to be painted black again, and I would kind of like it to show through a little bit. I'm going to mix in some gloss varnish because I want to make the paint glossy, which the thinner and flow improver for the brush has a tendency to make it more matte. So I want to have a glossier finish. But I also want to use that because I believe it contains polyurethane. And it might say on there. But it's going to allow it to work as a primer too. Now, this is already primed, except for down here on these legs is really the reason that I'm adding this and wanting it to work as a primer, beside the fact that I want it to be more glossy. So two reasons that I'm adding it. So I'm going to put some of this Artecho paint into this siphon jar for the single action airbrush. I'm going to use a Paasch. This whole set of paints, including a really big titanium white one, were $7 on Amazon. Now, last time I looked, it was more expensive, but not a lot more expensive. And I'm going to add about 50% water. And then I'm going to add some clear varnish. And then I'm going to add some thinner. And I'm going to pour this rather than squeeze it because it's alcohol based, so it doesn't pour like water. So it's difficult to pour. It's better to open the bottle. It's quite a bit of thinner. And then I'm going to add the secret ingredient for the airbrush, which is U.S. Art Supply Flow Improver. That will make it so it doesn't dry on the nozzle, and I get better results. And then whatever's left over from this, I will put into a plastic container, and it'll be all ready to go for the airbrush. So I'm plugging both of these holes, both this thing and the hole in the top, when I shake this stuff. Nice red color. Here is my Paasch single action airbrush, which just clips on there. And then the siphon bottle is just a press fit. And then I open up the nozzle a little bit to make sure it's spraying. Oh, it's spraying very nicely on there. Okay, and I'll kind of prop this up so you can see it a little bit better as I'm spray painting it. I'm going to start down here with the feet that have started to rust, the legs that have started to rust. Yeah, that's nice and transparent. That was pretty amazing how it got up in there. It's probably thinner than I want it, so I could thicken it up a little bit more. I'll swirl it a little bit more. Try to get a little bit better mix. There might be a clump of paint in there. But I could also add more medium, more gloss varnish or more red paint. And as you can see, it's just recently rained, so it's really humid. So that doesn't help it either. But here in Texas, I think even when it's actively raining, you can kind of still paint because the air is pretty dry. Let's see. Cover the legs a little better. That's pretty thin. Yeah, probably should have put a mixing ball in here too. I have those nice Army Painter mixing balls which never rust. So that probably would have been a good option. It's actually a little bit better. It's more transparent than I thought it would be. So that's a really good thing, I think. And hopefully it'll come out pretty glossy too. Turn off the compressor so it doesn't irritate us while we're waiting for it to dry. And I think because it's so transparent, I won't even have to repaint the black because it shows through perfectly, I think. So I don't think I'll have to make this a bunch of extended videos. I think this will just be a one and done. I think it's good enough treated for the rust that occurred. It's good enough treated for the rust that occurred right now to put it back up on the fence and wait till next year to paint it some more. Okay, gotta turn on the air compressor, make it work again. Yeah, that's real nice. I'm liking that. Turned out better than I thought. So the first thing I'll do is clean the airbrush, and then I'll pour this paint into a plastic container. I bought a whole bunch of plastic bottles cheap on Amazon and eBay. I'll probably add a mixing ball to it too when I put it in there, and label it what it is, and save it for the next project. So thank you for watching. Please drop a like. Oops, I see a place where I kind of missed underneath, so I turn the compressor on more. Just didn't see it all from that angle. So please drop a like on it if you would, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and leave a comment. Thank you, artists.